How to handle disrespect like a Stoic. We all have those moments when someone is just downright rude, right? Maybe it's a comment at school, a snarky remark from a coworker, or even an unexpected insult from a stranger. It can really get under our skin and leave us feeling upset or frustrated. Trust me, I've been there too. But what if I told you there's a way to handle this that goes beyond just biting your tongue or firing back? Imagine if you could learn from some truly wise folks from way back in history. I'm talking about the Stoics. These ancient philosophers had some incredible ideas about how to stay calm and strong, even when life throws us curveballs. Picture this. The Stoics were all about facing challenges with grace and resilience. They understood that while we can't always control how others act, we can control how we respond. So, instead of letting rudeness ruin our day, we can choose to rise above it. How cool is that? In this video, we're going to check out 10 easy Stoic tips that can help us handle disrespect better. I'll share some stories and tips that will not only help you handle rudeness better, but also empower you to stay true to yourself. So, stick with me, and let's dive into the wisdom of the Stoics together. But before we dive in, just take a quick moment to check if you're subscribed to the channel. We've got a series of upcoming videos packed with tips to help you improve your life, so let's get started. 1. Stay calm. Alright, let's jump into one of the biggest lessons from the Stoics, staying calm. Now I know what you might be thinking. Easier said than done, right? But stick with me here. One of the wise Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, had this fantastic insight. He said that it's not what happens to us that really gets us upset, but how we think about those events. Imagine this. You're having a good day and suddenly someone throws a rude comment your way. It stings, doesn't it? But here's the kicker. That rudeness says a lot more about the other person than it does about you. Their behavior often comes from their own insecurities, frustrations, or bad mood, not from your worth or value. Let's put this into perspective. Picture a time when you felt disrespected. Maybe it was at school or even online. In that moment, it's easy to let anger and hurt take over, right? But if you remember that their words reflect their feelings, you can start to shift your mindset. Instead of reacting with anger, you can take a deep breath and think, wow, they must be having a tough day. By keeping this in mind, you give yourself the power to stay calm. You don't let their rudeness define your mood or your day. You're in control. It's like being a captain of your own ship, navigating through the rough waters of disrespect without letting the waves toss you around. So, the next time someone tries to bring you down, remind yourself, it's their issue, not yours. With this Stoic mindset, you can sail through the storm and keep your day bright. 2. Think about yourself. Now let's dive into another powerful Stoic principle, thinking about yourself and your actions. This idea is all about self-reflection. The Stoics believed that our thoughts have a big impact on our lives. So when someone disrespects you, instead of letting it spiral into frustration, pause for a moment and ask yourself some thoughtful questions. When someone is rude, it's super helpful to take a step back and think about what happened. This is called self-reflection, and it's like putting on your detective hat. By looking at the situation calmly, you can figure out what really happened and how you played a part in it. The Stoics believed that thinking things through helps us respond wisely instead of just reacting out of anger. This way, we can grow and learn from our experiences. Imagine this. Someone cuts you off in a conversation or says something hurtful. Your first reaction might be anger or confusion. But what if you took a step back and reflected on the situation? Ask yourself, is there any truth in what they're saying? Could there be a nugget of truth in their words that I should consider? It's not about beating yourself up, but rather about understanding if there's something to learn. Then, think about your actions. Did you say or do something that might have triggered their reaction? Sometimes our own actions can unintentionally stir up negativity. It's a chance to grow and understand how your behavior impacts others. Finally, consider how you want to respond. This is where you really get to show your true self and values. Ask yourself, how can I handle this in a way that reflects who I am and what I stand for? Your response doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be aligned with your core values. So let's put this into practice. Next time you're faced with disrespect, take a moment to reflect. Think about the situation from different angles, learn from it, and respond in a way that upholds your dignity and integrity. It's like being the hero of your own story, handling challenges with wisdom and grace. By focusing on yourself and your actions, you turn a negative moment into an opportunity for personal growth and a chance to shine as your best self. 3. Focus on virtue. All right, let's talk about focusing on virtue, a key idea from the Stoics that's like having superpowers for dealing with life's challenges. The Stoics believed in developing qualities like wisdom and courage, which are like our personal superpowers that help us navigate through life with integrity and strength. Picture this. A famous Stoic philosopher named Seneca once said that being virtuous means using good judgment in every situation. It's about making choices that reflect our highest values no matter what's happening around us. So when someone disrespects you, it's a perfect chance to practice this Stoic principle. Now, this doesn't mean we should pretend nothing happened or just let it slide. It's not about ignoring the issue, but rather about responding in a way that truly reflects who we are and what we stand for. For example, if someone cuts you off in a conversation or makes a rude comment, instead of reacting with anger or frustration, take a moment to think about how you can respond with dignity. Imagine you're faced with a challenge at work or school. Someone is disrespectful, and it's tempting to react in a way that matches their negativity. But instead, channel your inner Stoic hero. Ask yourself, how can I handle this situation in a way that shows my true values of kindness, respect, and wisdom? By concentrating on virtue, you're not only showing strength but also preserving your own sense of self. It's like wearing a badge of honor that says, I am committed to being the best version of myself no matter what. When you respond with virtue, you help keep your emotions in check, maintain your dignity, and grow as a person, even in the face of disrespect. So next time you encounter a challenging situation, remember to focus on your virtues. It's like having an inner compass that guides you through the storm, helping you stay true to yourself and rise above the negativity. You'll find that by focusing on what's truly important, you not only handle disrespect better, but also grow stronger and more resilient. 4. Show empathy. Let's dive into one of the most powerful tools we have for handling disrespect: empathy. Now, I'm not talking about just feeling sorry for someone, but really trying to understand where they're coming from. There's this brilliant philosopher named Epictetus, who had an amazing insight. He said that we should seek goodness within ourselves rather than expecting it from outside sources. This idea is a big deal in Stoicism, where it's all about recognizing our connection with others and seeing the world through their eyes. When you practice empathy, you're less likely to take their words personally. This helps you respond in a kind and respectful way, which keeps things calm and lets you hold on to your dignity. Instead of letting the situation spiral into a fight, you can choose kindness and respect, just like the Stoics taught us. So imagine someone is rude to you. Maybe they snap at you in a meeting or make a harsh comment on social media. It's natural to feel upset or defensive, but let's try something different. Take a step back and ask yourself, what might be going on in their life right now? Sometimes when people act out, it's not really about us. They might be struggling with their own insecurities, feeling overwhelmed, or just having a really tough day. Think of it this way. If you've ever had a rough day, you might have snapped at a friend or colleague even though you didn't mean to. We all have our moments when we're not at our best. By understanding that the other person might be dealing with their own challenges, you can approach the situation with a bit of compassion instead of anger. For example, let's say a coworker is short with you during a project. Instead of reacting with frustration, try to see things from their perspective. Maybe they're under a lot of stress or dealing with a personal issue. By practicing empathy, you're not only diffusing your own frustration, but also creating space for a more constructive and understanding interaction. Empathy helps you connect with others on a deeper level and makes it easier to respond in a way that aligns with your values. Instead of letting their rudeness turn into your anger, you can choose to respond with kindness. This doesn't mean you have to accept poor behavior, but it allows you to handle the situation with grace and dignity. So next time you're faced with disrespect, remember to show empathy. It's like wearing a pair of special glasses that let you see beyond the immediate rudeness and into the heart of the situation. By doing this, you not only make yourself feel better but also foster a more positive and understanding environment around you. Remember, practicing empathy is a smart way to handle tough moments and helps you become a better person. And hey, if you've made it this far in the video, give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing great. Now let's keep going until the end. 5. Learn to take a pause. Let's talk about a powerful tool from Stoicism that can make a huge difference when you're dealing with disrespect: the art of taking a pause. There's this really wise philosopher named Seneca, who once said something pretty eye-opening. He noted that when you feel angry, it's not just a fleeting bad feeling. It can actually become a habit if you let it take over. Think about it. When you react impulsively in the heat of the moment, you're more likely to say or do something you might regret later. We've all been there, right? You might snap back at someone and then wish you could take those words back. The Stoics understood that staying in control of our emotions is crucial. They knew that our immediate reactions often come from a place of anger or frustration, which can cloud our judgment. So here's a simple but powerful Stoic trick. When you feel that surge of anger or frustration bubbling up, just pause for a moment. Take a deep breath, maybe even count to 10 if that helps. This tiny break gives you the space to calm down and collect your thoughts before you respond. Imagine this scenario. Someone cuts you off in traffic, or maybe they make a snide comment at work. Your first instinct might be to react right away, but instead try taking that pause. This moment of stillness allows you to think about how you really want to handle the situation. Do you want to engage in a heated argument, or have a thoughtful, measured response that reflects your true self? By taking a pause, you're more likely to choose a response that's calm and reasoned rather than one driven by immediate emotion. This not only helps you avoid escalating the situation, but also helps you stay true to who you are and what you stand for. For instance, if someone at work is disrespectful, instead of firing back with a sharp comment, use that pause to think about how you can address the situation in a constructive way. Maybe you can respond with a calm explanation or simply choose to let it slide, knowing it's not worth your energy. Remember, this pause isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about managing them in a way that leads to better outcomes. It's like hitting the reset button on your emotions. By doing this, you not only handle the disrespect more gracefully, but also set yourself up for more positive interactions and personal growth. So next time you face a disrespectful situation, take that pause. It's one of the best Stoic practices you can adopt to stay cool, make thoughtful decisions, and grow as a person. All right, let's move on to the next part. But before we do, I noticed you haven't hit that like button yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube show our videos to more people and keeps our content coming your way. So go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It's free and it means a lot. Thanks, and let's keep going. 6. Embrace acceptance. Let's talk about a powerful Stoic lesson: embracing acceptance. Imagine being at a party where someone is really rude to you. It's uncomfortable, right? But here's where the wisdom of the Stoics can help. Epictetus, one of those ancient Stoic philosophers, shared something that's surprisingly comforting. He said that a wise person doesn't dwell on what they lack or what others do to them. Instead, they focus on being thankful for what they have. Think of it this way: life is a mixed bag. There are great moments and challenging ones, and while we can't control the tough stuff, we can control how we react to it. The Stoics teach us to recognize what we can and can't control. We can't change how others behave, but we can choose how we let it affect us. So, when someone disrespects you, it's like they've tossed a pebble into your peaceful pond. You have a choice. Let the pebble cause ripples of anger and frustration, or accept it as just another part of the landscape. By accepting that you can't control others, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. Instead of letting their behavior ruin your day, focus on what's within your control, your own thoughts and actions. Acceptance isn't about giving up or ignoring the problem. It's about finding peace within yourself despite the chaos around you. By calmly accepting what we can't change, we open ourselves up to personal growth and better handle difficult situations. This mindset not only helps us deal with disrespect smartly, but also nurtures our inner strength and resilience. So, next time you face a rude comment or an unfair situation, remember to breathe and accept it as part of life. It's a smart way to keep your cool and continue growing as a person. 7. Choose forgiveness. Let's paint a picture. Someone disrespects you, and your first reaction might be to get really mad or frustrated. We've all been there, right? But here's where the wisdom of the Stoics comes in. Forgiveness isn't just about letting the other person off the hook. It's actually a gift you give to yourself. We can't control how others act, but we can control how we respond. Choosing to forgive helps us release anger and move on, bringing us peace and calm. So, forgiveness isn't a weakness. It's a superpower. It's not giving up. It's a way to rise above. It's like a reward for taking care of ourselves and growing stronger. Think about it this way. Holding on to anger and resentment is like carrying around a heavy backpack. It just weighs you down and makes it harder to move forward. Forgiveness is about putting that backpack down and finding some peace. Now, this doesn't mean you're saying what happened was okay, or that you've forgotten about it. Forgiveness is more about freeing yourself from the burden of hurt and frustration. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, taught us that forgiveness is an act of wisdom and self-care. It's about recognizing that while we can't control how others act, we can control our own responses. So, when you choose to forgive, you're choosing to let go of those negative feelings and move on with a clearer, lighter heart. Imagine forgiving someone who disrespected you as unlocking a door to inner peace. Instead of letting their actions control how you feel, you're taking back control of your own happiness. This doesn't mean you have to be best friends with them or pretend nothing happened. It's about making a conscious decision to not let their actions define your emotional state. Forgiveness, according to the Stoics, isn't a sign of weakness. It's a powerful way to take charge of your own well-being. By choosing to forgive, you're showing strength and compassion, both to yourself and to the other person. It's a smart, empowering move that helps you grow and stay true to your own values. So next time you're faced with disrespect, remember that choosing forgiveness can be a step toward reclaiming your peace and happiness. 8. Set clear boundaries. All right, let's talk about setting boundaries. Imagine yourself as a sturdy rock, steady and unshakable. When someone is rude or disrespectful, it doesn't mean you have to accept their behavior without saying anything or explode in anger. Nope, you've got a middle ground here, and it's all about staying calm and assertive. Here's a little story to illustrate this. Think of a time when someone stepped over your lines. Maybe they were a colleague who undermined your efforts, or a friend who made a hurtful comment. How did you handle it? If you let it slide, it might eat away at you. If you reacted with anger, it probably didn't help the situation. The key is finding that balanced approach where you address the issue without losing your cool. Setting clear boundaries means calmly and respectfully telling the other person what their behavior did to you and how you expect to be treated moving forward. It's like drawing a line in the sand. Firm, but not confrontational. You're not just protecting your dignity, you're also teaching others how you want to be treated. By being assertive, you maintain your self-respect and show that you're serious about your own values. Stoicism isn't about being a doormat. It's about being strong and fair, knowing your worth, and keeping your cool. When you set clear boundaries, you're not just standing up for yourself. You're also modeling how to handle conflict with grace and respect. So the next time someone crosses the line, remember, be like that rock, steady, firm, and unwavering in your self-respect. 9. Use humor. All right, let's dive into a fun and powerful tool, humor. Picture this. You're in a tough situation where someone is being rude or disrespectful. It's natural to feel upset, right? But what if I told you that a bit of laughter could actually change the game? Here's where Seneca, one of those wise Stoic philosophers, comes in. He said that you really get to know yourself when you can handle things that aren't serious with a smile. It's like having a secret weapon in your emotional toolkit. The Stoics knew that while it's important to stay in control of our feelings, humor can be a fantastic ally in tough situations. Imagine you're having a rough day and someone cracks a snide remark. Instead of letting it get under your skin, how about responding with a lighthearted comment or a funny quip? Picture yourself saying something playful that diffuses the tension, rather than escalating it. Of course, humor should never be mean-spirited or used to mock others. It's all about keeping the mood light and finding a moment of levity. I remember a time when a friend of mine faced a really awkward situation. Someone made an offhand comment that could have been taken the wrong way. Instead of reacting angrily, my friend chuckled and made a witty remark about how they were just training for a career in comedy. The room lightened up, and the moment passed without any hard feelings. Humor doesn't just help us feel better in the moment, it also helps us handle situations with more grace. It reminds us not to take everything too seriously and to find joy even when things aren't perfect. So next time someone tries to bring you down, remember, a little laughter might just turn the situation around. Embrace humor as a way to stay positive and watch how it helps you navigate those tricky moments with a smile. 10. Change your perspective. All right, let's talk about perspective. Imagine it like a pair of magical glasses that help you see the world in a new light. These glasses let you zoom out and view situations from a broader angle, which is super handy when someone's being rude or disrespectful. Here's a little nugget of wisdom from Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor. He once said, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." Think about that for a moment. How we choose to think about things really shapes our experience. When someone disrespects us, it might feel like a big deal at first, but with the right perspective, you can see that it's just a minor hiccup in the grand scheme of things. Let's say someone cuts you off in traffic or makes a snide comment at work. It's natural to feel annoyed, but with a shift in perspective, you can realize that their actions don't define your worth or happiness. Often, rudeness comes from the other person's own insecurities or a bad day they're having, not from anything you've done. I remember a time when I was having a rough day and someone at the grocery store snapped at me for no reason. My initial reaction was to get upset, but then I took a step back and thought, maybe they're having a tough day, or maybe something's bothering them. Suddenly, their rudeness seemed a lot less important. Instead of letting it ruin my mood, I chose to let it go and focus on enjoying the rest of my day. Changing your perspective helps you see that most instances of disrespect are just bumps along the road. It reminds you to keep your eyes on what truly matters: your goals, your values, and the things that make you happy. By focusing on the bigger picture and not letting small annoyances take over, you create more space for peace and fulfillment in your life. So, next time you face a bit of rudeness, remember to adjust your perspective. It might just turn a frustrating moment into an opportunity for growth and a better outlook on life. So, here's the deal. Next time someone throws a little disrespect your way, take a deep breath and remember to change your perspective. This simple shift can work wonders, helping you stay calm and make choices that truly reflect your best self. It's like having a superpower that helps you navigate through life's little storms with grace and wisdom. Think of it this way. When you adjust your view, it's like flipping a switch that turns off unnecessary drama and turns on a clearer, more rational way of handling things. It helps you see that their behavior is more about them than it is about you. It's like you're the captain of your own ship, and their waves of rudeness are just small ripples in your ocean of calm. And remember, Stoicism isn't about pretending you don't have feelings. It's about understanding and managing them in a way that's healthy and constructive. It's okay to feel annoyed or hurt, but by using these Stoic principles, you can steer those feelings into something productive. You're not pushing them away. You're guiding them to a place where they don't control your actions or peace of mind. So next time you face disrespect, put on those magical glasses of perspective, stay grounded, and handle the situation with the strength and wisdom that Stoicism teaches us. It's all about responding thoughtfully, maintaining your dignity, and growing from the experience. By doing this, you're not just managing a moment of rudeness, you're investing in your personal growth and emotional resilience. Thanks for hanging out with me today and exploring how Stoic wisdom can help us handle disrespect like pros. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up to share the wisdom with others who might need it. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on more insights and inspiration. I'm excited to continue this journey of self-improvement with you, so stay tuned for more. Until next time, stay stoic.